in order to access them afterwards. So I will share my screen with you. As I mentioned, I will do a chat, what they want, record. Okay. So I hope that you will be able to check my transparencies. Look at this. You can see my transparency, am I right? All right, and you can stop me whenever you want. I would make a very fast repetition and summary of the things that we have discussed the last time. So the course is called the Soft Skills and Research Skills. Last time we emphasized that the soft skills are as important or even more important than the hard skills, the technical skills. Soft skills, as we will see, can be divided and they can split it to many categories, from behavior to cognitive skills. So we can include communication, problem solving, conflict management, time management, stress management, analytical thought, and these skills together with the digital skills that we should have, because the skills that are requested from the workforce are changing continuously. So we have other things that we should have: adaptability, integration, to be able to communicate with other cultures, to be able to accept criticism, to demonstrate confidence and self-esteem, are things that we should have in order to succeed. And succession is not only is based on how fast we can learn, how fast we can adapt, and how well we can apply the things that we know. Be careful that it's not soft, it's not research. It contains a second word, which is skills. And whenever we have this word skills, this means that we can learn things. It's not based on our talent. If we engage, if we try, if we practice and be consistent, we can learn these things. So if now you are not self-confident, you can build your self-confidence. I will give you some tips today, and you can contribute to your success. So soft skills can be developed, as I mentioned, to this first transparency. Soft skills are increasingly becoming the hard skills of today's workforce. This statement shows to you how important the soft skills are right now with the employers, and probably I will ask some of the people that you are running your business to show to us how important are the soft skills. And recruiters and employers are impressed by a candidate with certain degree of soft skills, of people skills, or life skills, as different names are assigned to this kind of skills. So I will skip this video because it's a video that we played last time. I'm not going to repeat this video. We have more videos today, but I would like to show you that the tendency right now from the academia all over Europe, especially in USA, is like the universities to play and have an important role on the development of the soft skills. Unfortunately, my generation, and as I remember, the curriculum of our university regarding the undergraduate program does not include any courses for the development of the soft skills that they are so necessary for the employers. And this is not a surprise. This happens also in Europe, and that's why the employers, the industry, they have started to complain, not right now, but since 1980s, that the universities and the market world, they don't move. They don't converge their priorities, but they move in parallel. And this makes the universities right now irrelevant to what the market needs and what market requests from our graduates to have in order to be more employable. And this is something that the current situation and the current period that we live demands the soft skills. Without soft skills right now, and we live the fourth industrial revolution, right now we cannot survive. We are going to become, how can I say, we're going to serve coffees. if we don't develop our soft skills, because the machines right now, they can do everything. It's not that the machine steals our work. It is like the profile of the new jobs available changes. And the new jobs, they demand from the humans to be more adaptive, because the humans are very adaptive to the changes. The machines are very good on what we have programmed them. But if things change, if the machines, they should adapt to new circumstances very fast. It's the humans that they play the important role. So skills like knowledge of maths. I'm not asking you to become mathematicians, but you should understand maths. And soft skills like team working spirit and all the other skills that I have mentioned to you are very important. So Manpower Group, which is one of the biggest companies in order to find you job. They are job hunters, fundamentally they are job hunters. They showed that 50% of the organizations listed problem solving, collaboration, customer service, and communication as the most important skills. I will add also mathematics. So this is a graph that I just copied from the Harvard Business Review in order to show you that since 1980s, the importance of the high social or soft skills, as I mentioned at the beginning, the name that we are going to provide to this kind of skills varies, but we are talking about the same things, are very important. If you follow this blue line, you can see that high math and high social skills are something that we request continuously since 1980s, and this comes from the US employees, the biggest market in the world. You can see also, and this is an old graph, but the tendency is the same, that the social skills are continuously rise. If you go, for example, to analytical skills like knowledge of mathematics, they are important, but as the time passes, we have a short inclination of this graph. But the social skills are continuously, and until now, I have more graphs to show to you from the market world that are important. So are very important and are things that if you don't have them, you can get them. So these are conclusions that they are coming from a surveys that happens from all over the world. Very big companies, they have mentioned the importance of the soft skills, and so this gives more credibility on what we are doing or on what you can do and what you can practice by yourselves. These are also, I mentioned at the beginning that the higher education right now should change. If we stay and we used to teach in the old fashion, returning our back, with 200 people in the lecture room, this is something old. We are moving right now to a more personalized education. We are using artificial intelligence in order to make our teaching and the learning more important and with a higher impact. Yesterday, I presented I don't know if you have followed the new grant that we have awarded, and I'm the academic coordinator about the European University. European universities in 3 years, we hope our university and our department to be the university of future. The digital skills are essential part of this. We should change the way that we teach. We should teach we should teach our students not only the technical skills or not only how to analyze an electrical circuit, but we should teach the analysis of the electrical circuits with a way that links the academia, which is not a real life world. Okay, academia and working in the university until now is something ideal. You can do whatever you want. I mean, not whatever you want, but you are more relaxed. If you go to the market, you should perform. If you don't perform, you're out of the game. So we should teach our students how to be persistent, how to be a dependable employees and employers, and how to have to perform under time stress, under stressful conditions. And this can be done through teaching. And there is a new teaching methods like flipped classroom, problem or project-oriented based learning, problem-based learning, things that I hope that we are going to apply also along this course and have an idea on their impact. So the higher education should change. The priorities of the higher education should satisfy all these statements that I'm not going to repeat, since this was the part of the first lecture. We should respect that the students, they pay money and they spend money in order to be employable. If we teach them something, or we teach them in a way that they don't develop the requested soft skills by the market, then they are not going to be employable. They are going to be unemployed, or they are going to do something that is not related to their jobs. All right, so it's something that we should respect. If we're going to speak about the money, in order to have a look, in US, like the depth of the students, because they pay their studies, your parents, they have paid for your studies, or during your studies you should work in order to study. The depth of the students right now only in the US is of the order of 1.4 trillion dollars. So we should respect this, and we should provide studies that will make our students employable immediately from the market. But in order for this to happen, I mean, we should develop and we should be flexible on the curricula that we provide to our students, undergraduate or postgraduate, to be adapted by the market. Until now, I like that I have all students with us. If we were going to bring a company within our university, imagine to bring Olympia Electronics and Olympia Electronics to dictate our curriculum, we are going to have a lot of reaction, not only from the students, because we used to accuse the students, I'm an academic, but also from the academia as well. But we should be adapted, and we should provide the knowledge and the skills that the market needs. So let me move a little bit fast. This is the program of the Soft Skills Academy from the November 16 to the December 17 is something that I mentioned, and I have sent you. I have sent you also the lecture program until the end of January. Hopefully we will follow this plan. At least we're going to do everything that I mentioned here. So how do we define skills? I'm going to skip this because this is a game that we played the last time. Soft skills are non-technical skills, are skills that they can be transferred. It's something that you can learn. Actually, you can learn everything. On parallel with this course, I'm teaching the undergraduate students how to learn mathematics, another optional course. I mean, if you're interested in this, you can follow it. We teach them all the fundamental mathematics that they should know from the high school, and if we teach them in the way that I'm thinking that is the most appropriate way to teach maths, our students, they are not going to have a problem following the mathematics that we are using during our undergraduate courses. The learning theory mentions that if you trained, you can learn everything. So if you don't know anything, if you don't have the soft skills, if you don't know anything about technical skills, you know that if you pay time, you can learn everything. But if I will focus to the soft skills, they can be learned. It's up to your training, and you can see, you can paralyze soft skills as you are going to the gym. The more you train, the more you learn, the better you are becoming, and the more successful employee you are. And a successful employee is not just a salary. Of course, salary plays an important role. And if you have the soft skills, your salary will it will get higher and higher, but also your survival. We had an example before of a colleague of us, a friend now, since we are the same group, that he has changed 5 jobs, 6 jobs, or 10 jobs. Probably you will be called to change more than 10 jobs. Some of you are lucky, but I mean, every day, even the public sector changes its attitude. The way that I'm living, even, I'm an associate professor, always I'm doubting if I will have a job the next day. This is something that I have on my mentality, and I'm calling you to have it as well, in order to be alert, to have this survival instinct, in order to try to learn more things every day and be ready to learn new things. So the soft skills can be divided in personal qualities and work ethic, in cognitive skills like problem solving, I'm sorry, oral communication, and also in interpersonal and teamwork skills. These are, a cartoon from LinkedIn, what are the hard skills and what are the soft skills. We're going to present a lot of the soft skills in this course. Why soft skills are important now? I will return back to this because it's something new. This is something, a new input. Even, you know, the people that they have followed the first lecture, we did not have the chance to play. I am going to ask you to evaluate your soft skills right now, but I would like you to be honest. So I want you to go to this menti.com. You can log in to this website from your laptop, from your mobile phone, and when you logged in, a code will be asked from you, and the code that you should use is 2878762. Let me stop sharing in order to do it together, and I would like to be honest, all right, because this will show to us a lot of things, and we will use this survey at the end of the course in January to check out some things. Oh no. Okay. So let me share.
Excuse me, Mr. Petridis, can you repeat the code, please?
No. Let me. I will share my screen and you will see the code. And I think already Emmanuel Giparakis has operated very efficiently. He has sent to every one of you the how can I say, the code. But let me share my screen with you in order to check it. So this is no, test your skills. This is what I would like to do today. Let me present. So you should go to menti.com. I can see some chat. Please don't use the chat if you don't have Gagas. So Gagas, why you are unhappy? If you have a question, open your microphone and ask me.
I tested just the code that is not working, and
okay, probably
I tried with space character, without space character, you know.
No. I was wrong.
All right.
Because the code, the code is this one. I was wrong. 25537330. Or I was not wrong. I don't remember. I have this Alzheimer effect recently. So I'm waiting for you to log in, and when you are ready, just let's learn also how to use this Zoom. When you are ready, just use your thumb ups in order to know how many of the people. No, there is a bottom. If you go to Emmanuel Giparakis, can you direct the people how to use this thumb up?
So you have to go down when you see the mute, stop video, and participants. From the right end, it's reactions. You press this button, and you have many reactions, just like most of the social media. Thumbs up, a heart, laughing, and more.
Only thumb ups. All right. So have you managed to? Fantastic. All right. So the rest of the people, I suspect that we have a problem, or we are already on this menti.com. I cannot see reaction, so I don't know. Okay, thank you, Naskia. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Mikal. Thank you, Alexandros. Thank you, Emmanuel. What is happening? Lupasis seems to have problems, or Mr. Papa seems to have problems, or Theodoros seems to have problems. I think
I send my choice.
I know, we have not started yet. Yes, I know, but we're okay. So Theodoros, are you okay? Are you in the menti.com?
Yeah. I already choose the.
Mr. Papas, are you ready?
It says
okay.
Refresh.
All right. So, how many people we are in order to know how many choices we should have? Let me. Okay, I think Daniel, you should sleep more. All right. So 17 people. I think that we are something like this today. All right. So can I see? So the question was the following. I routinely set realistic goals for myself and I track my progress until I have reached. Oh, this is like something that I don't like in Zoom. I have these bars. Okay, I have reached them. So the people Rarely. All right. This has to do question. I will make some comments because I have this test from the Mind Tools. Mind Tools is a nice software. Of course, you should pay for the development of the soft skills. It has some tests and it has some also some kind of nice documents. So this has to do with the time management. I think that the people that you set the targets is one important thing is like the time management request when you set a target to do it. So whatever I have, remember on Thursday we had this course. I canceled it. This was a demonstration of a bad time management from my side. Even though that this happened the last moment from my rector, I should manage to do the things when the things happens. So this is something that you should keep on your mind all the time and don't follow my example. So the next question is the following. When I have to make a decision, I pick the first good solution I find. Think. This has to do with the problem solving and decision making. But be honest, eh?
Can I ask something about this question?
Of course.
When the question says I pick the first good solution I find, it means without thinking at all or with a lot of thinking?
Nasya, I will explain this question according to from my perspective. Is yes, it's what did you say? I'm picking the first good thought that I have. Probably, you know, the best way to do this is like to think more. But if I had to vote, I am like this one. I'm going to pick the first good solution I find. I don't know. This
Okay,
is not
thank
good.
you.
But this is something that I should improve because I'm doing this course because I would like to improve myself as well. So you can see sometimes we don't give a time to our mind to think the best options. This is something that comes with the era. We are under pressure, but this has to do with our stress management skills. The better we treat and we handle our stress, the better decisions we will take. But we should think at least, I mean, we should think, we should, the problem comes, we should think, we should make a list of the options that we have, and then we should pick up not the first good one, but the best solution. That's something that the time shows. Okay, we used to be 18. I think that we have one more person that he's thinking. If this is not the case, I will move to the next one. So I approach the life with confidence and I have high self-esteem. Self-confidence means that you believe in yourself, you believe that you can do everything. You believe that, not everything. I mean, when we mention that we can do everything, I think we know that we can handle everything. And self-esteem is like, how do we respect ourselves? This question has to do more with personal mastery. I mean, how well trained we are. Wow. It's very good that we have a lot of people that they demonstrate they believe in themselves. This is one of the things that an employer will respect from your side, because an employer, remember, it needs people that they believe themselves and they can solve the problems for his or for her company, and also to be moral. There are tips for the people that they are sometimes or rarely. There are tips that we can improve this. And believe it or not, the best tool is to talk to ourselves, to keep a book with the good things that we are doing and for the good things that other people mention to us. So sometimes we are modest, and when someone starts to say good things about us, we say like, no, it's okay. It's not no, don't over exaggerate, but let the people express their gratitude to you. and keep a note. Today, Nasya said this good thing about myself, or how can I say, like Manoli says this good thing about myself, and keep a note. And whenever you are low in self-confidence, mention this to yourself. All right. I was an athlete, and I always try to build my self-confidence before a game. All right. You should. So when it comes to managing my workload, I know my priorities. Wow. Think before you reply. I will give you an example before you reply to this question. When we have exams, I'm asking my students, how much time did you study? And they told me I studied a day before the exams, 4 or 5 hours. This shows to me no priorities. It's very important to keep your priorities. This is one of the reasons that you can success or you can fail. I'm failing about this right now. I have too many apples into my basket. I'm responsible for too many things. So I'm risking to lose everything. I should set my priorities immediately. Can I ask you something? And you can unmute your microphone, or I can see you. I mean, if I go back to Theodoros, Mr. Papas, Mr. Lupasis, Mr. Gagas, I'm asking people that they are already working, or Andreas. I don't know if we have other people that they are working right now. I mean, did you develop these priority skills when you were students, or when you experienced how life works, real life works? Can I start with Theodoros, that he's the businessman and he's the owner of his business?
Yeah, sure. Well, I do this FIFO, first in, first out, and I separated like in okay, let's say standard priority and really urgent, but I keep the track for first in, first out. So
Okay.
problem, okay,
Mhm.
about the workload, and that
This is a very
really
good tip.
helps.
I like this. FIFO. You mentioned FIFO.
Yeah, that's a term, FIFO.
Can you write
I
this for
think
the rest of the people in on the chat?
FIFO. That's a
FIFO.
marketingistic term somehow.
All right.
First in, first out. So nobody complains. You know, as soon as somebody complains about, hey, why you didn't do that, dude, you have, you know,
Your prime. Okay, this
yeah,
is very good. I mean,
somehow to also to compel the other that, you know, okay, don't stress yourself and just wait. You know,
mhm.
we'll fix it.
I used to discuss this with my wife. My wife was now she was a partner in Boston Consulting Group. So he had reached the highest level of the hierarchy, and she used to say to me, like, place the things that they should be done first, and then things that they are of less priority. For example, this is what I mean. You know, as Theodoros mentioned, this first come, first out. This is what, you know, the market and the business work demands, and try to do things that takes less cognitive power after a lunch. Usually after the lunch, all of us, we are a little bit sleepy. We are not, you know, under, you know, the best mood that we have. We have our coffee. This is appropriate time to answer emails, for example, or to do tidy your office, or make some photocopies. These are works that they should be done, but they don't take the cognitive power that we need. For example, Mr. Papas, to fix the engine of the F-16, I don't know, or the avionics of the F-16. All right, this takes more power. We should be more focused. Or when Lupas is fixing my computer, he should be very concentrated. I mean, after lunch, he should do something else, because usually we are sleeping. I don't know if Stamatakis, if you are Andreas, if you are a head of a working group, but also you should set your priorities, because you should report back to the management, no?
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Uh, Like I said, Theodoros, I also work like this because I work like a old CPU, a serial.
Mhm,
When I have a job, I finish the job.
mhm. This is another important thing. It's not only the
Because I
priorities.
can't do parallel things.
Oh, this is fantastic, what Andreas.
I'm an old man.
Oh, no,
now.
no, it's not an old. This is a rule. Avoid multitasking
I'm
in
not.
any cost. In any cost, avoid multitasking. I mentioned to you before that I'm doing a very big mistake right now in my career. I'm directing too many things. This requests multitasking. This is the worst mistake that you can do. Avoid multitasking. And if I go, I don't know if Iasonas Kulu, I cannot see the name, but Iasonas tries to speak, but I cannot listen, Iasonas. So Iasonas, we don't have an audio connection with you. If I go to Mr. George Gagas, who is the most
Yeah, I used to have that experience too, but if the responsibilities and the urgency is high, you cannot carry out the first thing and then second or the third is urgent. So you have to keep track of the urgent matters, but I didn't fulfill them. I spent just the most percentage of my time on those, let's say 90%, then check the next not urgent matter, and then come back to the urgent to fulfill that.
Oh, Georgos, I don't
Yeah.
know if you have, everything is in physics. Everything is physics.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if everyone is familiar with physics. Probably Nasia will understand me a little bit more, but we have the change of momentum. I mean, probably the missiles. I mean, because I have very good friends that they are fighter pilots where Mr. Papas is. I'm not going to mention names because of the privacy. And I'm asking them, what are the techniques in order to avoid a missile? So the techniques that the F-16 follows is like maneuverability, change, direction abruptly. This changes the momentum of the missile. Changing of momentum is spending energy. All right. It's the same happens. You did a mistake, George, because whenever you are switching tasks, you are losing energy. You are spending energy. All right. Because it takes some time in order to be adopted to the new one, and then back to the new one, and then back to the new one. This is something, this switching, which is very much related with the, how can I say, this multitasking should be avoided. I totally agree with what Theodoros or what Stamatakis mentioned. Is like priorities, and priorities are coming with the urgency.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
your
heavy.
date.
I agree.
Day,
It's heavy and it's very, very difficult. But I'm not doing multitasking. I'm doing unitasking.
No, but if you are changing, switching from
Yeah,
task to task,
I have to restart my thinking. I have to check back at what I did. I'm spending more time doing that.
more energy. It's
Yeah,
not,
but the urgency of the matter, the urgency of the topic is you cannot avoid it.
yes,
You
exactly.
have to fulfill it. You cannot avoid it because it's high, it's urgent. We are on fire, let's say.
Yes, this sets the priorities. We are living in a very flexible and changeable world. If I go to Daniel now, because I should trigger Daniel, because I think Daniel probably slept last night, even he has not slept at all. So even though that we are in the Corona era and everything closed at 12 o'clock, I think Daniel had a hard night last night. No? All right. So Daniel, can you tell me how a student, thinks? Do you set priorities during your studies, or just before the exams, I'm going to do everything?
No, now when it's all like mostly at home in the remote, we had a lot of projects instead of tests. So it take quite bigger time that it used to be. And I'm not doing like the FIFO, but first thing first out. But when I know I'm managing priorities by deadlines.
Deadline,
Which came
but
first.
This is an agreement with first come first go, because the deadlines is the first come. If the deadline, I have a deadline in an hour, this is first come. If I have a deadline tomorrow, this is second row on the row. All right. So I mean, I'm glad. And this is something that the research we have found on the research that we are doing. Online teaching and online learning demands a lot of practice of the real life habits, this time management and this prioritization, to set the priorities, as very nice Daniel has mentioned. During the face-to-face, this time management skills or this prioritization was not requested by the students, but now on the online learning, you should demonstrate these management skills. All right, let me move, and I will engage more people later on. So where I was, okay, it's here. Let me, because I'm learning also. So this is about the management of our workload. If we will move to the next question, it's like team development is an area I admit to cutting back on when time and resources are limited. What do you think? This means that if you don't have the tools, you are requesting the help of other colleagues of yours or other students of like colleagues, I mean, in the work or in the university. Let's see. This has to do with the team management skills.
So you mean you ask for backup, right?
You are asking for help.
Yeah, okay.
When, but be careful, when time and resources are limited. So this means that when the time is unlimited and when the resources are unlimited, you are working like an alone wolf. I think that you can change your option if you would like to change answer. Okay, what I would like to mention here. What did I say before? Let me look at you also. You can see me. What I mentioned before. This new era, the fourth industrial revolution that we are experiencing right now, where the digital skills is one thing that we should have, and within the digital skills is the math, is like how to use maths, all right? Because we analyze data, we should interpret data, and etc. Is the team management skills, one of the if we go to the most requested ones. And team management and team building skills are essential, independent if you have the sources or if you don't have the sources, independent if you have the time or you don't have the time. It's good to work as a team, in order, because now the problems as the studies, look the studies. Now, in few years, I think that the physics departments will be a history. We're not going to have a physics department. We are going to have STEM departments. Science, technology, education, and mathematics, because we request everything. We need the knowledge from computer science. We need the knowledge from biology. We need news from mathematics. We need knowledge from engineering, from electronics. We need knowledge from physics. The same happens with the research projects. When you submit a research project, in order to be successful, you should involve all the disciplines: psychologists, physicists, chemists, material sciences, computer science, electronic engineers, people from the market. All right. So we need to build teams along our studies, along our teaching, along our profession. All right. If I go to Mr. Papas is fixing, the avionics. He cannot do it by himself. He needs a fighter pilot in order to test them. He needs probably the hydraulics guys to test, other side systems. If I go to Mr. Klisiaris and he was running his own business, he needed, the collaboration of other expertise continuously. Am I right, Theodoros? All right. So we should develop our team spirits and team skills continuously, independent of the time, independent of the equipment that we have. All right. And this is something that comes from teaching. Look how the way that we are teaching you. We are teaching you all the time. The teacher is over there and teaching, each one of you sitting on the desks or sitting right now in the Zoom. But the new teaching involves teams. You set a task that, for example, Mr. Papas from the avionics brings into the classroom that relates the application of fundamental electronics. You divide the people in teams, not more than 3 or 5. I will explain later on why. All right, and the teams, they work on the project. They learn how to communicate. I can withstand the peculiarities of Lupasis, for example. I can withstand the bad things or the disadvantages of Andreas, or the good things of Emmanuel. I learn to operate how the real life is. And in order to perform and in order to achieve the targets, I need the contribution from different people for the sake of the time and for the sake of my success. All right, so you can see, and this is I'm glad that this happens, or this is my explanation, that the majority of you are calling for the help only under urgency conditions, when you don't have time or you don't have the resources. But this is my perspective. So if I go back, I lose time during the day because I'm not sure what I need to get done. Wow, let's see, because I'm coming forth and backwards with this test. Read. All right, what we can see over there, we can see this has to do with the time management and the priority and the setting of our priorities. I mean, you are very consistent on what did you say before, because I can see that you are not doing this, and it's good that you are not doing this. Because you set the priorities, at least this happens, and this reflects to the audience that I'm experiencing right now. I have to do with the people that they set the priorities and they are not losing time by not knowing what to do. This is good. And the last one, before we are going to do a break to drink some water and stretch ourselves, is like, when I want to motivate people, I try to use the same approach with each person. Wow, this has to do with the cognitive skills. We are dealing with different people every day. Either we are in the university or in the market. This has to do also with the customer service. I mean, you are working for a company. The company very much affected by how many customers it has, what the profit will be. So it depends on your interpersonal approach. Very good. I think that you are on a good path. Each person is different. As ourselves, we are different. I will make a comment before the break to you. One thing that we should do in order to change, because we should improve ourselves, are 3 things. Do not judge the others. First thing, because this does not help us to change, because always we blame the others. Apart that we are losers, we are blaming the others. All right. Second thing is like to know how to deal with each challenge. And third thing is the following: to accept the difference of ourselves and the difference of the other person. Each one is different. We should accept the other, and we used to say that we should accept the other one with the good and the bad things that he has. So this is on agreement with what did you vote. Second thing is like we should learn how to deal with the challenges. This has to do with the analytical thinking and problem solving that we demonstrate. And third thing is like never judge the other one. All right, because this does not help you to change. All right, so it's like 6 minutes past 12. Let's make a 10 minutes break and come back 20 minutes past the hour, okay? Is it okay with you? Thank you. In the recording, I'm going to continue with this voting. Okay, no. Okay, share screen. No, I'm going to do share. Sorry. Take some time for me to. All right, so we have answered this question. Let's move to the other one. Like the work I do on a daily base reflects my values and is consistent with the goals I have set for myself. This is a spelling mistake from my side. On a daily basis. This has to do more with your personal, with your self-esteem and your personal mastery. And Ioannis Loupasis, of course, I'm going to add you into the Moodle platform. This is something that I'm going to do for any one of you. I'm talking about the newcomers. I will do it by this evening, by today. I think that we don't have all the people back because we had usually 17 votes and now we have 12. I don't know if it's good to have a break or bad thing to have a break. 13. Seems that the people are coming back. We are 17. I should have 17 votes. Since the 18th, it's me. So I'm going to check also the chat. Okay. What happened to the rest of the people?
Yes, sorry, I'm here for.
Come on, Jan. Two more. So let's move then. So what is the conclusion here? I mean, who will dare to tell me what is the conclusion from this graph? May I ask, who will interpret, this, what are the conclusions by looking at this graph? Who is going to be the volunteer?
I would like to ask to answer, maybe.
Okay, very good, Papas, Mr. Papas.
Yes. I think that everyone from us is working now. He's in industry and maybe the age after our studies. And that's why we are every day we try to prove that we are good workers and we are excellent workers. So it will reflect our values in our job. I think something like that.
Thank you, Mr. Papas. Do you have any other option or any other interpretation of this graph? I think it's Manolis Giparakis would like to mention.
Well, it's about your daily life, your daily routine or something. So every day you are setting your goals, you are setting your personality, and it's soft skills that always in your life change.
By setting the goals and in order to implement them, it requires soft skills, and you should do this, like time management, priorities, as we said before, performance. I mean, you should perform. I mean, when you are going to your private job or even, to your company or to the university, you have to follow this course, you should do this exercise. I mean, there are goals that you should set. And when you achieve the goals, you are feeling very well. This is something that we should appreciate also, the feeling that we get after achieving a goal. But I think that I have a question on this. So I'm able to communicate my needs. This has to do with the communication needs. So if I'm talking to the students, I mean, you are managing to communicate your needs to the professor, or to communicate your needs to the boss, or to communicate your needs to your wife and your boyfriend or girlfriend. And I make sure that my message is heard and understood. This has to do with the communication skills. I mean, I have to say from my experience that sometimes as academics, we lack communication skills because we think, mainly we think that we know everything, and we don't know everything. And anyone should think like us. These are barriers for the communication skills. Very often, sometimes. Can I ask the people that they have answered, can I ask, your opinion? When you say sometimes, what do you mean? Do you have someone that you would like to explain to me? I mean, why sometimes? Why? I mean, what are the barriers in order to not communicate your needs, your thoughts, your decisions to the others? What are the barriers? Do you think that probably the other one will think that you are stupid? I have noticed this because in the classroom, when I'm asking students, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions to ask me? Probably it's my fault there. I'm not really, but no one asked questions. Yesterday I presented, the European University, even the colleagues, they don't ask questions. This is very strange. I mean, what are the barriers? What are the things that you fear and you don't ask? Yes, Ioannis.
I say to this, it's one challenge for me that it's two parts for me.
Mm-hmm.
This in my mind,
mm-hmm.
and the second, the how to say this to understand the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying this. I feel
mm-hmm.
how to say to understand my girlfriend, my brother, in my work.
Mm-hmm. You should do this. This is a good practice, Ioannis, because if you go to work, and it's true. If you go to work for a private company, you should explain to the customer why this is good for him, why it's bad for him, how to convince him. You should learn how to speak to each one, not the same, not only from Greece, but also from different cultures. Because I'm involved in international relations many years, more than 10 years now, more than 15 years. I know how to speak to an Israeli, I know how to speak to a Swedish, I know how to speak to an Italian, and I know how to speak to a people from Poland. And that's why the Erasmus and the interactions that we are doing now before different cultures, this helps you to identify the communication pathway with different people from different age, also from different culture. Now, if I come back, Ioannis mentioned something very important, my mind sometimes. So Mikal, if I will go to you, what do you think that Ioannis would like to say, that sometimes our mind stops us to communicate with the others? What does he mean, his mind? Mikal, the floor is yours.
It's I don't know. It's difficult.
It's difficult. So I'm giving you more time to think, and I'm moving to Kevin, because I have my interpretation. What does this mean? But this is my interpretation. For example, my interpretation is the following: that sometimes we fear if the other one will consider us stupid, or and this is something that we fail, and this is something that is against our self-confidence. We should believe in ourselves. No one is stupid, all right? It's the way that we communicate, all right? And that's why we have enough people to say to us, you are bad, you are not successful. I mean, probably you have your wife and they say to you, I need more money. Or your husband will say the same to, or the boyfriend to the girlfriend, or if you are an athlete, the coach will say to you, no, you are garbage. We have a lot of people to criticize us in order to criticize ourselves at the same time, because at the moment that I'm going to say to myself that, probably stupid what I'm going to ask, I'm criticizing myself. I'm adding more pressure to my back and I will collapse. All right. So we should avoid this. It's very nice as the way that Ioannis has placed it. In order to communicate well with the others, we should believe in ourselves, because it's us that we believe in what we would like to, the message that we would like to transfer. And also to learn the differences of the other people based on their culture, based on their age, based on their problems that moment. I have done a lot of mistakes during the lecture, because I'm coming and I'm saying, why you don't know? Why you are not studying? You will fail. This is a bad approach. All right.
Can I add something here?
Yeah, of course. This is a course to speak.
Regarding the things we are saying, I believe it's two options. It's not only fear from students. For example, I can give an example about physics department.
Let me to excuse myself. It's not fear only from the students. It's fear for my colleagues. Whenever we're doing presentations in this Sci Cafe that we run, and I'm calling you to follow this Sci Cafe every Friday at 11 o'clock, different scientists, they present through Zoom different topics from physics, from engineering, from electronic engineering, from the market. Very few people asking questions afterwards. And the fear comes to you from your student life and comes then to the professional life. All right, it's not only the student. All right, so go on. And I'm sorry for the interruption.
So from the part of the students, from physics department, we had examples of professors that we were asking them, like, can I make a question? Can I do a question? And they were answering us no. And then people were afraid to ask things. Or they were telling us, you should know this from the primary school, when it was something that we were learning for the first time in university. And they were enhancing this fear sentiment to the students. But it's also not fair. I think also sometimes people have learned to think in a specific way, and they have a thing in their mind and they express it the way they understand it. And people probably with not the same background or not with the same thinking, they cannot understand it in the same way. So it's always good to ask, what do you mean, and ask for more information.
Exactly.
And sometimes misunderstanding can happen when this is happening. For example, someone says something, but it doesn't mean it with a bad way, and someone else hears it, and he doesn't understand the way it is said. So probably he believes something bad. For this reason, my personal experience is that I always ask, what do you mean, for example, in order to the other person to explain me more and not to have misunderstandings.
Thank you, Naska. I'm doing, I'm ashamed to say that I'm doing sometimes, I'm providing to my students this question. You should know this. This is a very bad reply. If I go to Daniel, I don't know, Daniel, back home, how is the situation? What is the teaching approach from the teachers, towards yourself? I mean, do they encourage to ask questions during the lectures?
Now when we are on our masters, it's way better because we are only 20 in our department, institute. And now the work is more about projects and about communicating, consulting with your supervisors and all the stuff. But it wasn't that way in our bachelor's. It was quite hard for us.
So how did you feel? I mean, did you fear to ask, as Naska? Because I was a graduate student from the same university as Nasia. I learned how to ask a professor when I moved to the abroad for my postgraduate studies. Until then, I was not dared to ask a professor in the physics department a question. I was not dared. I mean, it's something that was not coming on my mind. I was shy. because first of all, I was thinking that the other colleagues, the other students, they will think my question are probably stupid, and more than, I was fearing to ask the question.
It's easier for me. It's easier to ask question when we are only 20 people and we know each other for a longer time. It's like more familiar, collective. Then when you are on a big lesson, when we are 200 people and there's something in math, I don't understand it.
So if I go to Apostolos Georgakis, I don't remember his first. You can see that I'm interacting. Michalis, you can see that you need the camera because always I'm interacting with the people that they have their camera on. That's why I want the camera on.
Yeah, I know. I understand. It's
so, Michalis, what is the situation? Ioannis Loupasis very nicely mentioned that there are two parameters, and even, Naskia added a third parameter. It's like if you are encouraged to be asked, it's your fear. And also how the different cultures and the different personalities that sometimes they place barriers how to communicate with the others. What is your perception? And then I will move to Nikolouzakis because I know that Alexandros Nikolouzakis was working in this customer service. He's in OTE now, so probably he has other approaches. So Apostolos Georgakis, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, I don't really care to ask a question, so
very good.
I'm confident nice about this. It's okay, but and I don't care what others say about me. Also
a good
about
approach.
What I know about myself.
Very good.
So I don't mind to ask a question, but sometimes I'm not asking a question because I want to find out myself. I'm thinking about it and I'm trying to figure it out on my own, which I'm not doing. I'm trying to do it lately. I always wanted to ask questions so I get an easy answer and I don't have to think. But now I'm more than, I'm trying to think myself and find answers myself. That's what I'm trying to do.
But sometimes, people, if what I'm saying to my students is that ask your question because other students, they are listening this question. So you involve the team into the game because other people probably say, your perception is this one, but I have this question on your answer. So it's good to involve the team. Don't forget about team. Team is something essential to the moments that we live right now. And if I go to Alexandros, an ex-DJ and now a salesman in OTE, I don't remember Nicola. I remember Alexandros as a student. I don't remember if he has ever asked me a question. I remember Ioannis Loupasis was asking questions, and this is very good. That I remember Loupasis not only for this, but also, for asking questions. So Alexandros, what is your case? When you were a student, did you ask questions or you were afraid to ask questions? You should unmute yourself. We are not listening to you.
Excuse me. Sometimes I asked questions, especially in the teachers that usually were willing to reply, or even some other teachers were willing to take you to the office and explain you. For the teachers that they didn't want to answer, or they were answering that you should know this from the primary school and like this, I was writing down my question and I was doing my research at home. So I'm not I was doing my research, and this helped me a lot to find more, made me more eligible to finding things and learning things from the internet and making research generally.
One comment, thank you very much, Alexandros. One comment that I would like to make is look, how teaching, the way that we teach in teaching the university shapes the characters of the people. Not only of the teacher one that probably has a wrong mentality, but also the mentality of the students. It's nice that you are going home and you are looking the answer by yourself, but you are taking yourself out of the team, and team is an important role, all right? Fear is something that degrades our self-confidence. We should not have this fear, and answers like you should know this is against your confidence. The way that we should do it is to provide only the good examples. For example, if I ask something in the classroom, and Mikal, for example, is not answering, I should not criticize Mikal. Or if Mikal provides me the wrong answer, I should not criticize Mikal, but I should highlight probably Nasia's correct answer. And I will say, this is a good answer, Nasia. Then Mikal, that he has not answered, he will take this and he will push himself to perform in order to receive the positive feedback from my side. Did you understand the difference? It's not to provide a negative feedback. It's like to provide and highlight in the classroom, in your works, only the good examples, to give bonus to the people that they are doing well in order to motivate the others. Because if you do the opposite, even the people that they try to do their best, they will afraid. And probably they will feel less, they will have less confidence than they used to have. So either you are working in a company, either you are in an office, either you are a student or a teacher, always highlight the good examples and build the confidence of your employers, your friends or your girlfriend or with whoever you work. All right, so let's move to the other question. So when I encounter a problem, I immediately begin looking for potential solutions. This has to do with the problem solving, your critical thinking. We have a challenge, we analyze the challenge and we engage the challenge immediately. You should engage to the challenge immediately. But be true to yourself. Tell me how can I say, assess yourself right now? How do you assess yourself at this moment that we are talking? I think that the classroom has the right approach, that I believe your answers that I immediately begin looking for potential solutions. This is something that you should do. I was wondering if I'm going to run this test within my undergraduate students to check out what is going to be the replies. Probably I will do it in the next course that I will have in electronics too, in order to identify how do they behave. Because the majority of you are already mature enough to have a different perspective. Can I ask the person that he has rarely, not who is he, but why this happens? Someone, a colleague mentioned rarely. I mean, can you explain to me why?
Yes, it's me.
Thank you, Koskinas, for believing in your answers and be with us.
I will tell you. At first, I see if it's a real problem. I analyze the problem before I go for solutions. That's why I think rarely.
Okay.
You have to analyze the problem first.
Okay. Yes. Correct. I totally agree. But okay. But yeah.
Since it is a problem, why we have to understand that?
Well, you have to examine. You have to examine it.
Look, this is a good thing. How different people, they explain the same thing in a different ways. I was going to vote as the majority. Yes, immediately. I'm looking for immediately. Let me correct you, Stelios, for something. Immediately does not mean on hurry. All right.
Yeah,
so he immediately takes some time. All right. Because if you answer rarely, this means that probably the thing will be postponed. And if things will be postponed, it's on top of our shoulders. All right, let's move to the other one.
I think that probably what we mean here by just analyzing first is that people evaluate if the problem is very urgent or not. For example, if I'm going to fail in the exams, this is a serious problem. But if I cannot find a pair of trousers in my size right now, it's not a very serious problem. So probably what he wanted to say is that he takes some time to evaluate if this is a real problem. This is what I understood from what he said.
This is a very good point, Nasia, and thank you. Yes, now the things are more clear.
Can I add something about
Of course, this is like, yes, go ahead. This is nice to happen.
Rolling back the first question with managing the working load.
Ioannis, you can continue your thoughts, in front of the rest of the people, because my battery is getting low. I'm going to pick up my charger. So keep going.
I say that in university, I learned to challenge with exams, and now in my life, I am challenging to give a solutions of my problems. This helps to immediately begin looking at potential solutions. This I want to add.
So Ioannis, okay, so I have recorded Ioannis' answer, and thank you very much for this. Let's move on to the other one. When there is a conflict, now we have to the conflict management. Very important things. Conflicts are coming to us, and we're exposed to conflicts every day. I use my communication skills to find solutions, and not violence, for example, and work things through. This is communications, negotiation, conflict management is something that as researchers, when we direct a research group, we should have in order to keep the balances within the research groups. Okay, sometimes, often, very often. What is happening to the rest? So, again, we have someone that he answers sometimes, and sometimes creates me, I don't know what is it. Who was this one? Sometimes. To explain to us why. Obviously, it was. Yes, Jan. Yes, go ahead.
That was a misclick. I'm sorry. I want to put often.
All right. Okay. Technical mistakes. Not mistakes. Okay, let's move to the other one. I think that you can change your. I'm aware of the differences between leadership and management. Do you think that this is different? Between leadership and management. So a good manager is a good leader, or probably this is something, they are two different things.
Can I tell my difference from my point of view?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I think leadership is mostly soft skills, and management it's technical skills.
Time management and stress management are not soft skills, Manolis?
Time management and
stress management are not soft skills?
They are.
They are.
Yeah, definitely they are.
But according to my opinion, these things are different, because you can be a leader and you can provide the general directions. For example, the prime minister is a leader, let's say, all right? He provides the general directions, but they are the ministers that they are doing the management, right? Of various things. If we go to research groups, the group leader is the leader. He says that the priorities and the actions of the group is this one, but these are the postdocs and the PhD students that they are doing the management. Or you can be a leader and a manager at the same time. In smaller, I will say this happens to smaller companies. For example, I think that Theodoros probably is the leader of his company and also the manager of his company. I don't know. I don't know the size of your company, Theodoros.
Yeah, I'm the manager of a technical team. I'm not the leader, yeah.
Well, all right, the manager.
So I get the orders from, hierarchy, from my boss.
Okay.
Then I manage and I link the departments. So I have to manage.
If I go to the military where Mr. Papas is, will you have the leader is the, how can I say, the higher hierarchy, but the manager happens, from the officers, no?
Yeah, yes, exactly. We have the manager, we have the leaders, which are the chiefs, and after them we have the management, which are the director of each department, and our I don't remember the word, sorry, but okay, we have levels of
That's why
leaderships
hierarchy
and
is something that we
all
should
this.
respect.
Hierarchy, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can
And
I add
sometimes it's
something?
difficult for us
Yeah,
to...
go ahead. Go. The more we speak, the better.
Mr. Papas, go on.
No, it's okay. Sometimes it's the chiefs are trying to be managers, and sometimes directors must they want to be a leadership, so there are some conflicts. But it's okay. It's another thing that
we cannot be all of us bosses, no?
Can I add something, please?
Yes, George Gagas,
Yes.
the floor is yours. And then we will move to Alexandros, because also Alexandros has raised his hand.
I would like to tell you that by my experience, let's say that the leaders have the people that follow them, while the managers have people who simply work for them.
Very nice. I really like this. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned the leaders as the prime ministers, because the prime ministers, they are getting the votes, from the people, and probably, the people, they follow them. And the managers, probably they are not the ministers, because I mentioned the ministers, but there are all these technical directors that we have in different ministries and different services that they are doing the work. So I like the way that George Gagas mentioned. I totally agree with you, George. But both, of the things, they are soft skills, because to be a leader is a soft skill. To be a manager is also a soft skill, because you need to communicate with the others. You need to convince the others in order to work for you. And yes, Alexandros? Alexandros, you should unmute yourself because we cannot listen to you.
I'm sorry, again, I'm sorry. I raised my hand before George. I was thinking exactly the same. I totally agree with George that leader is a person that can make the other to follow him. But in the management section, the manager tells the others to do this exactly thing.
And if I would like to, thank you, Alexandros. And if I would like to ask you, what are the soft skills that a leader should have? And what are the soft skills that a manager should have? Can you think? Or let me do something. Let me split you in teams of two and think by discussing each other, what are, the skills. And then I will ask a team. All right. How I'm going to do this. Let me remember Softstair. And then I will set up to you to breakout rooms. So I'm not going to follow your discussions, or I can do it technically, but I will split you in teams of two in order to discuss. And the question is the following. Actually, I will place to each team the 3 questions. What are the soft skills that you think that a manager should have? What are the soft skills that a leader should have? And also, give me examples from your life of a person that you admire one of the soft skills that he or she has demonstrated. It could be from sports, it could be from your personal life, it could be from everywhere. So let me make breakout rooms and speak each other. So how many people? We are 18, 17 actually. So the breakout rooms can be 6, 7, I would say, and create. I assign automatically the teams. So please discuss each other. And after 5 minutes, I will call back the team, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we will finish like this. So you should accept now to join your room. Μιχάλη Σημεωνίδης, είσαι μαζί μας?
Μάλιστα.
Έτσι, και έχει εμπνεύσει εκατομμύρια ανθρώπους, δισεκατομμύρια ανθρώπους επί αιώνες. Σας λέω ένα παράδειγμα, δηλαδή, το οποίο δεν έχει γαλόνια.
Ο κύριος Πετρίδης μας έπιασε στα πράσα και ο Αλέξανδρος δεν έχει...
Έλα. Κοίταξε, Γιώργο, θα συμφωνήσω και εγώ με σένα με αυτά που λες. Λίγο να προσθέσω ότι στο leader κάτι ήθελα να συμπληρώσω πριν, αλλά με τον αλλάξαμε με το θέμα το ξέχασα. Πριν τι λέγαμε για το leader, ότι να πάρει αποφάσεις, κάποιος είπε μια ιδέα, κάτι συγκεκριμένο.
Ναι, είπαμε ότι η διαφορά του leader με το manager, τι ικανότητες έχει τέλος πάντων περιγραφικά ο ένας και ο άλλος και ποιος έχει την ευθύνη.
Ο Πετρίδης ρώτησε και για τα soft skills. Στα soft skills δεν πρέπει να αναφέρουμε ότι ποιος κοιτάζει τον χρόνο, ποιος κοιτάζει να πάρει πιο επιδέξια άτομα για αυτή τη δουλειά και τέτοια. Δεν θα ζητάει κάτι τέτοια, είναι off topic. Ποιος θα κάνει τις κατάλληλες επιλογές προσωπικού, αποφάσεων και τέτοια.
Δεν ξέρω αν είναι ανέγκητες.
it's, for example, Bill Gates. I saw his presentations, and it's really well prepared in the interesting way, without any space for, I don't know, misunderstandings. And I think it's really good soft skill to present in this way. It does.
Okay. If I will, for example, my example is that in my school we have the, let's say the, how to say it?
Εδώ δεν μιλάτε μεταξύ σας.
Δεν εσάς τώρα σας ακούω με τη Σεβαστή. Δεν επικοινωνούμε, γι' αυτό γράφουμε στο chat.
Οκ, εντάξει.
Για κάποιο λόγο δεν την ακούω.
Ναι, τη Σεβαστή και εγώ δεν την έχω ακούσει. Τώρα είσαι mute, Σεβαστή. Και προσπάθησε να μιλήσεις. Ναι, και εγώ δεν την ακούω τη Σεβαστή.
Πριν που ήταν η Νάσια μέσα, για κάποιο
διάστημα. Την πήγα σε άλλο δωμάτιο, γιατί κάποιος κύριος δεν ήταν. Ήταν μόνο το tag φαίνονταν.
Οκ. Την Άσια την άκουγα, απλά μάλλον η Σεβαστή θα έχει κάποιο τεχνικό πρόβλημα.
Ναι, ωραία. Συνεχίστε έτσι, με τον τρόπο που μιλάτε.
Ναι, οκ.
Here is the professor.
No, professor does not speak.
Okay. Yeah, we talked before about management and leader soft skills. I told to Kevin that as my experience from my job, I have managers and leaders. So we try to separate the soft skills of each one. And also I told him that management soft skills is to put the right people in the right position and to try to make the workplace of its worker to be more friendly and to have all the access. And this is need to have the management needs to have some soft skills about timing and the feeling of people, of workers. And the leaders of soft skill is to make us all the other from the lowest level of workers and the mid to follow him to make the place which we work the best place in generally to be the best of all. That's the leader soft skill, to make us to follow him, and the management must make us to work as more.
I think that Seraphim is the name.
Yes, exactly. Yes. My name is
Seraphim, I think, and Seraphim and Kevin. I think that when you mention to follow someone, this needs a little bit more analysis. To follow someone, if you would like to follow Kevin, what are the soft skills that Kevin should have? Obviously, communication skills, because he should convince you in order to follow him. What other skills should have? I mean, we need a little bit more analysis, like not just to say, of course, a leader, the people, they follow leaders because they lead the way. But what are the skills that the leaders should demonstrate? Don't think only how to communicate with the others, but in order to be a leader, what other things you should have? I'm moving to another thing now. Discuss with Kevin.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So Kevin, I think the attitude about the past.
So what is happening here? Daniel, do we speak with Iasonas?
Yeah, but not much because he don't have a mic.
He does not have a mic. Iasonas, you should have a mic. Otherwise, how are we going to communicate? You don't have a mic and you don't have a camera. It's like to speak to a black box right now, no? So you're communicating through which way, Daniel?
We
chat.
From chat, yes.
Okay.
And we like.
What you can do, the other thing that you can do, Daniel, you can go to the share and you can share a board. You have a board to write. Go to share.
View.
Share. Where it says
Yes.
share, click
Share
there.
screen.
Share, press there, and there is a whiteboard there that you can share, and you can write on there, on this.
I can't find it, but there is a share screen, but host disabled participant screen sharing.
I mean, there is a whiteboard that you can share. If you press share screen, it should say share a whiteboard or a board.
But I can't. I have to.
Anyhow, I will show you later on. I'm moving to another team.
But yeah, we can tell you the difference.
No. I will call you all together to tell me.
Okay.
Τέλεια. Τελειώσαμε, κύριε Πετρίδη, τα βρήκαμε.
Ωραία. Τότε θα καλέσω όλες τις ομάδες πίσω να μου δώσετε κάποιες απαντήσεις. Εντάξει, για να κλείσουμε.
Εντάξει, ναι.
Ωραία. Μπράβο. Το ξέρετε ότι μπορούσατε να είχατε και πίνακα, να γράφετε σε πίνακα. Έτσι, άμα πατήσετε το share screen, υπάρχει ένα option που σου λέει share a board.
Α, δεν το ξέραμε.
Δεν το ξέραμε.
Εντάξει, την επόμενη φορά.
Δεν πειράζει.
Καθίστε να φωνάξω και τα άλλα παιδιά πίσω. Breakout rooms, μισό λεπτό. Close all rooms. Ok. Πού να τα δεις αυτά, Μανολάκη. Αυτά στην Τσεχία δεν τα έχουν.
Είστε πολύ μπροστά, μπορώ να πω.
Επίσης. Λοιπόν. Let's see.
Δεν τα λέμε στα ελληνικά.
No, in English.
Okay.
Otherwise, we are placing barriers. We are waiting for Kevin and Mr. Serafim to come back with us. So I would like to thank all the teams. I want one of each team to tell me what are the soft skills that a leader should have, what are the soft skills of a good manager should have, and please tell me a person that you admire because of his or her soft skills. What is happening with Kevin and Serafim? They are still there. We are missing them.
We're back.
Okay, they are back. Very good. So, let's start. Which team would like to say first? Let's start with room one. Who was in room one? Which people they were in room one? Or you don't remember your rooms? You don't remember the room? All right, I will start with the Erasmus student then. Like I am a host, you are in Greece. So let's start with, okay, I think I will start with Jan, because Jan has not spoke too much. I mean, Jan always with someone over there and he's laughing. I don't know, I will find out. But Jan, the floor is yours. Can you present us your team?
Okay, so in our team, that was the Michal and
me.
And Ioannis.
Ioannis.
Okay, so can you tell me, Jan? So I would like Jan to tell me the soft skills of a leader, then Michal to tell me the soft skills of a manager, and then Ioannis to present me a person that he admires because of his or her soft skills. So let's start with you, Jan. The soft skills of a leader.
Leader. So I think that the leader should be good and have a good communication skills. Also, he has to have a good time management, and of course leadership. Yeah, and I think that's all. Happy everything.
So I will keep time management, communication. Okay, and then if we move to the manager, Michal?
So we decided that both managers and leaders, like we didn't find any exact difference between the soft skills they use, because it's for us it's
the same.
The soft skills are the same, just the position in the company structure is different.
I will add something on this. I will comment on this. So I mean, in order to follow someone, is a spontaneous reaction. In order to work for someone, is a stimulated reaction because you should work with this one, otherwise you don't have a job. So based on what I'm thinking, this makes some difference also regarding soft skills. So I will move now to Ioannis Loupasis. So Yannis, tell me a personality that you admire because of his or her soft skills.
I admire my boss that communicate with us.
Very good.
For the problems about customers, about jobs, and communicate with us about problems with us.
So Ioannis,
in the business.
Ioannis, I would like to ask you, your boss is a leader or a manager? Or both of them? He demonstrates both of them.
A manager.
A manager.
A manager because it's a person, communicate with us. I think that leader is only the top and says this and this and don't communicate, I think. About this, my boss is a manager.
Okay, thank you, Ioannis. Let's move to the team of Daniel. So Daniel, can you present me your team? How many people you?
We are 2 people, me and Iasonas Koulo. I can't
Okay,
read the
Iasonas, Iason does not have a mic. It does not have a camera. The next time, I believe Iason will find a way to communicate with us. He's a little bit isolated. He is with us, but we don't know who is Iasonas. All right, let's go. About leadership.
I think the biggest difference between manager and leader that a leader has to encourage people more than the manager. A manager had to actually get the work done, but leader is there for the spirit and for all the things and to make some visions and these stuff. And manager is there for working on it and make actually get things done.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. And Daniel, since I cannot ask Iason, can you tell me a personality that you admire? Because
yes, I'm working on summer. I'm doing summer camps, and I don't know how to say leader or camp counselor. And there is a director of the facility, and he is great leader, and he usually gives us the space for doing things as we want. And for example, I was the main person for program and for all those things, and he actually let me to do like all the things just to. Yeah, I had to communicate with him, but he gave me the space for all the stuff and encouraged me to this. And it was a great collaboration, and I didn't have any problem. And he helps me with everything.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. And then I move to the team now. Let's move to Kevin.
I was with Papas.
Serafim, okay.
So,
So Kevin, can you tell me some skills about the leadership, about the leaders?
Leadership must have communication skill to say the directive, and also we can have not communication, not only speaking communication, but communication with his movement to show how to do something. For manager, he must have time management skills, conflict management, for avoiding conflicts between the teams, and speaking and communication skills.
Thank you, Kevin. And if I go to Serafim, can you provide us an example of a person that you admire because of his or her soft skills?
My supervisor at my job, because he's passionate about his job, he's visionary, and also he has a good management time and people management time. And that's make me to admire him. And also I make a lot of questions, which I'm not afraid. So that's a good soft skills. He answered me immediately without any, how to say,
criticism.
yeah, exactly. Even if it's a stupid question.
There are no stupid questions.
Yeah, okay. For me.
All right. So let's move now to the actually, we had two ladies, but Sevasti, I cannot hear the Sevasti, so I move into Nasia. Nasia, which is, can you present us your team and what extra skills a leader should have or a manager should have?
So my team was consisted of myself and Michalis Apostologiorchakis. I will present the skills of the leader, and Michalis will present the skills of the manager. So the leader has to have communication skills, leadership skills, to give motivation to people, to be an active listener. So if there are problems in his or her group, he needs to listen to them in order to find solutions. He has to have also managing and convincing skills, as he's the leader, so he can manage the people. And also to accept and take responsibilities as he's the leader.
Thank you very much. And if I move to Michalis?
Okay, so the manager needs to for sure be dependable, so the boss can trust him and assign him with jobs. He needs to be close to the other colleagues, so he can learn about how it's going and manage them better anyway. He needs to have great problem solving, so when the leader assigns him a job, he can solve it quickly and provide an answer and all of that good stuff. He needs to be trustworthy. He needs to have, of course, communication skills. He needs to be to have a very good stress management and time management, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. And if I go to stay with Nasia, can you describe as a person that you admire because of his or her soft skills?
I have many examples. One are some professors I had, and the other example is my mom.
Very nice. Why your professors? Because you are the first one that you mentioned about professors. This is actually, I was not expecting anyone to tell me anything about professors, and this was the problem.
It was, they were professors in primary school and high school, mostly, not university.
Jesus Christ, we have failed. You can see that we have failed, completely failure. Okay, thank you very much, Nasia and Michalis. And let's move, which team I have forgotten? Manolis Giparakis, have you presented us your team?
My teammate is Kostinas Stelios.
All right.
And what should I talk about?
Oh, thank you, Manolis, that you have environmental awareness. This is called environmental awareness. What is happening around you? I mean...
No, because they are two different, because some...
yes,
everyone,
so the error is the fault is mine. Yes, you are correct. Leadership. Okay,
for leadership. So for the leader, I think it's important to... not negotiation, communication skills, it's more important because you need to communicate their needs, and it's very difficult to achieve it. And Kostinas can talk about the manager.
Okay, Stelios.
Hello.
Hello, Stelios.
Okay, about the manager, it's important to have communications, and also it's important to have ethics. I don't think we said that. He doesn't need to just see his own profit, but all of the others. And I think this.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank all of you because listen, leadership, time management, communication, oral and written, encouragement, awareness, vision, like his job, like what we are doing, motivation skills, active listener, convincing skills, take the responsibility, ethics. Ethics could be anything. Work ethics is very important. Go to the management, time management, communication skills, conflict management, dependable and trustworthy employee, problem solving, stress and time management, and ethics. What is the conclusion? The conclusion is that soft skill, probably we are going to analyze later on what is resilience or what is emotional intelligence. What we can conclude, the soft skills, they interlink each other. In order to be a leader, it's not just leadership. Leadership consists from many other soft skills. All right. So in order to be considered a leader, you should develop all the skills that will define you as a leader or as a manager or as a dependable, even employer. Anyone would like all the employees. They want dependable and trustworthy employees. This means that he should be there the moment that I need him or I need her, and he will be a solver more than a problem. This is a dependable and trustworthy worker. Of course, work ethics is on top of this. So never think, probably we are going to present, and we are still on the introduction of the course. Unfortunately, next lecture, we are going to keep going on this introduction, but take this message that probably we teach soft skills independently, but you need to demonstrate a lot of soft skills at the same time during your work. So let's finish this questionnaire before we finish. We are very close. I'm sorry I have kept you longer than I'm expecting, but let's do the job. What did we say? We should do the job. When discussing an issue with someone, because I cannot read the question. I try to stay one step ahead in the conversation, and I actively think about what I'm going to say next. So you are discussing with someone and you are planning, what are you going to tell? How are you going to continue? This has to do with the planning skills, the vision that you have. Remember very correctly, a leader should have a vision. When I'm going to present leadership, I'm going to present leadership with examples from sports because I'm very much affected by sports. Often. And if I'm going to ask now, I'm going to ask one question only because we don't have the time. The people that you answer often, why are you doing this? Why, when you start a conversation, you are already plan the next step? Yes, Manolis, the floor is yours since you are the first one. Whatever, Theodoros mentioned, first come, first serve. All right. So since Manolis raised his hand.
Yes. So I think it's really important to listen for your people that you are talking with, and discuss the current situation. Okay, yes, you need some plans to do. You need some plans to. You need some plans list to discuss. But I think the more important is to clarify the current situation and then to look forward for the next one. I think this is the most important.
Probably if you have the vision, your vision directs the whole conversation. I totally agree that you should be an active listener because you would like to take the whole message and do not do this mind reading, because a lot of people were doing mind reading. Like, oh, why did he say this? He said this because he does not like me or she does not like me. This is mind reading. You should avoid this. As Greeks, we have this bad habit. This comes with our culture. We are speculating things, right? We think that we are victims. And if I go to the other one, when I encounter a setback, I have difficulty focusing on the situation positively and objectively. This has to do with your stress management. How do how are you trained to deal the stress? We have Seraphim with us. The fighter pilots, they are trained in order to handle and manage their stress. We should do the same us, but what is your situation? I will say myself, I'm on sometimes. It seems that the group has some issues with stress management. And I think that these lectures about stress management will have an impact on you. And we are very much, as I told you, I'm together with the sometimes. We need to work on this because we should perform very fast, not only very fast, but very efficiently sometimes, well, always efficiently in order to survive. And this generates stress. So we should see the situation from a different point of view in order to lower the stress. Or we should teach in such a way to lower the stress from the students. Okay, let's move to the other one. And this is the last one. I'm motivated to complete all of my work in a timely manner, to be efficient. This does mean to complete all my work efficiently, efficient. Okay. So with this, I think it's time to finish. It's Saturday, and I don't want to keep you all the time with you. I know that you would like to follow football or to go for a don't go for a coffee. You can go for a coffee because in 2 days, you know, the cafeterias will be closed, only delivery. So I would like to thank you for your participation. More about your participation. I like that you are active. I really appreciate this, and this is the purpose of the course, to be active and exchange opinions and different actions. We're going to continue on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Until that moment, I will share with you your Moodle credentials. I'm going to send you the messages through the emailing list that I have generated and also through the e-class in order to secure if my emails will reach you. Be careful when I'm sending an email and you cannot find the email at least 1 hour before the lecture, check the junk box because a lot of times my emails go to the junk. So that's it. I would like to wish you have a nice weekend and see you on Thursday. We're going to continue with this introduction before we move to research skills, then more specific, and then to the soft skills. So thank you and be safe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
At 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Thursday, 5 o'clock. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I can see the other guy from Czech.
5:15 for me. Okay. Ciao.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.